Melonie Mack saying she started a goth war. Let's see what she's got to say.
So I kind of started a goth war for wearing this hat.
All right, let's. Man, people want attention so badly in 2026. Let's continue.
So of all the offensive things that I do constantly, make dicey jokes, say slurs on the internet, so on and so forth, it's wearing a MAGA hat that is what set people off.
Which is the reaction you wanted. It's the reaction you wanted. Congratulations, here's your prize. Here's your prize. When you did this, you did it because you knew this would be the reaction, and therefore you could make a video about it. Congratulations.
In the great Goth Civil War, which has kind of been going on anyway, but like
Goth Civil War.
This added fuel to the fire. So let me dive into this video, tell you guys a little bit about what's happening. So if you don't know about this group, Goths Against Cancel Culture, this is going to play a huge role in it.
Wait. So did you go into is this a Facebook group? It looks like a Facebook group. Did you go into a Facebook group called Goths Against Cancel Culture and post a picture of yourself wearing a MAGA hat, and you're like, I want to test and see if they're against cancel culture? Is that what you did, or did you do it knowing that they were going to get mad at you? Like, come on, guys. Let's be for real. Let's be for real.
So I got this group suggested to me one day when I was just scrolling on Facebook, and at that time I had a lot less followers. But I was like, oh man, this is cool. This is a bunch of like goths, emos, metalheads, just people in the more alternative spaces who are just sick and tired of all of the woke lunatics who have tried to take over.
Imagine being part of a quote unquote alternative space, but then calling people woke lunatics. Imagine that world.
I've talked about this before, and a lot of other people have talked about this. If you fall under any of these categories, like, and you've been in any of these communities or going to these concerts and stuff like that, you already know.
Didn't you get like blasted for going to a My Chemical Romance concert and then you tried to pretend that it was okay? Wasn't that part of the big controversy of you getting shut the fuck out last year? Like last year, you went to a concert for My Chemical Romance, and then you tried to act like it wasn't a big deal, considering the cultural and political leanings of people in the band, and your fans literally tore you a new one over this. And here you are again acting like the Goth alt community are going to be okay with you gatekeeping an alternative community. All right.
Oh, that it's not the woke queers and troons and all that stuff
Slurs.
that invented this community, these communities.
Does that matter? Does it matter who invents something? Like, it's just really weird to be like, they didn't invent something, so therefore they can't be passionate about it, they can't care about it, they can't be a part of it. How can you be against cancel culture but then want to cancel gay people and trans people? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, Melonie Mack. You're in a group called Goths Against Cancel Culture. You classify yourself as an alt-goth girly, but yet you want to cancel so many things.
There were plenty of Christians, conservatives, people of just different political backgrounds who have been involved in alternative cultures since forever.
Being a Christian in itself is the complete opposite of being in an alternative culture. Do you not understand that? Being a Christian is part of an organized community. which is the opposite of an alt lifestyle community. I've always been, it's just me, like maybe it's just me, I don't know. I've always been under the impression that there's an incompatibility with some of the values that these groups are about. I do realize there are probably Christian Goths specifically, like a section of the Goth community that considers themselves to be Christians, and so they've incorporated and appropriated Goth elements into their Christianity. However, I don't know how someone can just be okay with the alt and Goth community entirely and also be a fundamentalist trad Christian wife. How can you be a traditional Christian wife, a traditional Christian lifestyle or household or whatever you want to call it? How can you be those things, but also be an alt Goth girl?
Right. I think about my youth group, for example, at different churches. It was like, okay.
Let me ask you a question. Would your church be okay with you coming into church dressed like this? Because this is an alt Goth look. This is Hot Topic. This is Spencer's, right? That's what this is. Would your church be okay with you wearing that into church? I am very curious. Because I would say most likely any traditional fundamentalist type church is not going to allow you to wear this into church. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they wouldn't be okay with that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, there's Christian Goth kids, there are emos and a number of others. And so it was just like, hey, this was normal. And for some reason, this satanic woke ideology that...
Imagine being part of the Goth community and like disparaging people, calling them satanic and stuff. This is exactly what Christians did to Goth people in the 80s and 90s. Is called them Satanists. That's literally one of the things that the Christian community said as a pejorative towards alt and Goth people. It's so fucking weird.
Mutilates people, destroys society, preys on indoctrinating children and grooming them into these diabolical, perverted things.
Imagine being from this version of Christianity that she is, whatever it is, because it's obviously very traditional, and talking about indoctrination. Imagine that. Imagine that.
They want to claim the alternative scenes, and they want to say you can't be conservative. You can.
What does the term alternative mean? Traditional conservatism is preserving inherited norms, preserving social practices rather than treating personal self-definition as the highest standard. So you don't self-define. That's a big thing. So no self-definition whatsoever. It's all about preserving inherited norms, established institutions, authority, and no radical change. An alternative lifestyle or a Goth lifestyle means a way of living that consciously is consciously outside of the surrounding culture. That treats normal or conventional as not your status quo. So traditional conservatism, it preserves normality, while alternative identity is nonconformity. Right? Is that right? Hold on, I just want to make sure. So yeah, so if you are a traditional conservative, you want to affirm and establish and preserve the status quo. If you're part of the alt community, then that means you are talking about nonconformity. They're incompatible views.
Can't be Christian and be into the alternative scenes. You can't be Christian and Goth or Christian and emo or Republican and whatever, a metalhead. And it's like, okay, insanity. So
this is the post I was looking for. So I'm glad she pulled it up. You can absolutely be conservative Republican and into metal music. I don't see an issue with that. We're not talking about your political views. We're talking about your lifestyle, the things that you devote your life to. So Christianity is a huge part of who you are as a person in your life. It's incompatible to believe that you should preserve all of those norms that come along with Christianity, the authority of it, the culture behind it, and also want to be non-conforming in the alt goth community. That doesn't make sense to me. If you want to be conservative and you want to be into like heavy metal and stuff, okay, go for it. I don't give a fuck. But Christianity in the alt world, like I don't. All right.
I made this post because I live in Texas and
Right, and you thought, yeah, this is going to be great. Let me put up a post of me voting with a MAGA hat on, and I am sure that people are just going to be okay with that. It's not going to be controversial at all. I'm not saying you can't post it. You can absolutely post this if you want. If you want to put yourself on blast like this, go for it. But to pretend like this wasn't going to be controversial is bad faith. It's absolutely bad faith. Or just you're just plain stupid.
I voted. I don't know when this was, a few days ago. And I just posted this on my Instagram and it automatically posts to what is the Threads, the Instagram version of Twitter, which I don't even use it really, but it's just automatically linked to it. So anything I post on Instagram posts there. And
you can turn it off though. Just go turn it off.
I just noticed on my Instagram notifications, it was like, why am I getting so many Threads notifications? Because normally I just don't get a whole lot of action on Threads, so that's fine. But I was like, man, this is like, so I click in on there and this just like made a ton of people angry on Threads. And Threads is overrun with
I can't imagine being someone who is MAGA and not expecting some sort of like online discourse about posting something. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about like expectations. If I post something that's very like pro-gay or pro-queer, I expect some people are going to push back on it. It's literally like it's going to happen, right? I know it's going to happen. So why are you pretending here? Oh my God, I can't believe that I posted something with me in a MAGA hat saying I voted, and some people have a problem with it. I can't believe that. If I went to the voting booth with a voting sticker after I came out and was wearing a rainbow pride hat, some people are going to post that and talk shit about it. That's the world. Like, are we being serious here?
a bunch of like crazy, it was mostly like e-prostitutes, right? The OF girls and
not the e-prostitutes. Oh, that. I'm sorry. The e-prostitutes. Okay.
stuff. I was like, why am I all of a sudden? And they're bragging about ratioing me, which like I really don't give a crap. If somebody ratios me, like I'm gonna be me. But of course on Threads, right? You're filled with a bunch of that. And it was just like, oh man, I see a bunch of fat prostitutes that keep trying to ratio me. All right, that's fine. And they're saying like, take those, change your clothes and style, or else I take your hoodie off if I'm wearing like hoodie from a band that I listen to, right? Take that off. You can't be alt. You can't be this and conservative. And it was just, all I did was say, I voted. That's all I did. Like,
with a MAGA hat. Are you just ignoring that you're wearing a MAGA hat? That's all I did. All I did was post a rage bait picture. That's all I did. No problems over here. No issues. I'm just on here like dressed like this alt girly, but I'm literally lying to you because I'm actually a conservative. Oh, jeez.
I didn't even say anything controversial. controversial, and I say things that are
I mean, Make America Great Again is one of the most controversial things you can say on the internet today. I didn't even say anything controversial. Are you for real? You have to be capping right. This has to be a lie. This has to be, like, no fucking way. No fucking way. People who wear MAGA hats know what they're doing. And I understand it. I understand the angle in the messaging, right? I get it. But they know it. They admit they know it. They understand why they're doing it. For you to get on here and pretend like you don't know why this is controversial is really fucking sad.
Controversial, but this I didn't. Just like, hey guys, hey, I voted on my own Instagram. And yeah, a lot of people are mad on Instagram as well, but for some reason it just like blew up on threads with hate, right? Not in a positive way on threads, because threads chamber of woke crazies. So I posted this here. I posted on my this is my like Facebook page that I just use for like family and stuff, like not for social media, which
well, then I think she just realized she did it. She mentioned what I just said. Like, you put your personal page on your screen. Okay.
For the people who sent me a friend request, I'm really sorry. I only accepted a couple of them from a couple girls there who like post their families and stuff and didn't have a ton of followers or anything, because I post pretty much the only things I post on this is like my niece and nephew.
She's trying to cover up. Okay, hold on. This is funny. She's trying to cover up because she just outed her personal page. In her attempt to create outrage content over a picture that she posted, she inadvertently showed and shared her own personal page. Yeah, so you outed your own page and now you're trying to do damage control.
Nephew and my husband and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to be posting my niece and nephew everywhere and have a bunch of like strangers looking at all that. So out of privacy for my family, yeah. So nothing personal for not accepting those friend requests. And again, like I barely even post there. So if you want to follow me, like I stick to the Melonie Mac pages. So anyway, yeah. So I posted this here and I was like, oh, well, this is funny. I posted this and I got a bunch of people mad saying like I can't be alternative and conservative or
It's just weird. I don't even think anger is the right emotion. It's just weird. It's weird for you to claim to be a fundamentalist Christian, a traditional Christian, but also a non-conforming alt girly. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's just a strange thing.
And so I got a lot of support here. It's got 6.2 thousand likes, which for a group with 39,000 members, which I think at the time it had like a couple thousand likes, but still I was like, I'm really happy with that. I wasn't doing it for that. And I didn't even do this to like promote any of my stuff. I was just that's why I posted on my like regular page. Cause I was like, oh yeah, I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to advertise any of my stuff, but yeah, I got
nice disclaimer. I love that because that means you absolutely were doing it for that reason. You absolutely were trying to promote yourself. 100%. That disclaimer sounded so fucking fake. I don't believe you.
A lot of support. And then the mentally ill found it, which was posted here. Y'all are upsetting the mentally ill. Seth says here, this is a transgender page. So they said, well, they're right. You can't be alt and right wing. And they're like, being alt isn't merely an aesthetic. Like wearing Carhartt and Timberlands doesn't mean, I don't know. I didn't see the whole thing. But there was this woman here who just like had such a banger post.
You know what would be really useful right now if Melonie Mac really gave a shit about any of this? If she would explain to her viewers how she is alt and conservative at the same time. That would be very useful because I would love to know where the line is. Like, where is the line at? What is it that you consider to be compatibility with the alt lifestyle and the Christian lifestyle? What are the compatible elements of those things that you do in your day-to-day life that makes sense? Because I believe you can only truly be one or the other, which means one of those you're cosplaying as, just to keep it a buck. You're either cosplaying as a conservative Christian or you're cosplaying as a non-conforming alt goth girl. You are cosplaying one of those things. Because I don't see any sort of overlapping elements of those two things that make sense to me at all.
Also, I don't care if these people tell me I'm alt.
You do care. That's why you made this video. It's okay. This is one of the things that really makes me laugh. You do care that people were saying this about you. That's why you made this video. That's why you're talking about it here. Because you do actually care what people are saying. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have made this video. You would have just saw it and moved on. Now, you could talk about your level of care. Is it like a 2 or a 3? Is it a 7, 8, 9? Is it at a 10? Like what level of care it is? You could say this is very low on my list of things to be concerned about, or this ranks at the bottom of issues with my life. Like you could do that, but to say you don't care and you make a whole ass 12-minute video where you've screenshotted trans people talking about you tells me that you do actually care. That it is actually a problem for you.
Or not. Like, I don't treat this like some stupid pronoun game or something. Oh. I listen to music from across the
So that makes you alt. You listen to alt music. I should let her finish. But like listening to alt music doesn't make you an alt person. It's an entirely different. You know what? Let's let her finish.
Alternative sphere ranging from goth to emo to just like grunge. I like everything. I listen to a lot of it, right?
So obviously you don't understand then. Like if you believe that being alt is simply listening to music, then you are exactly what they said you were, which is a cosplayer in the alt community, as someone who is part of the community. That's what you're doing. If that's what you believe it is, that is the entry. That's like the beginning of that, is like listening to those bands. There's a lot of other elements. If your only connection is I listen to that music and therefore I'm part of the whole alt community, then their comments about you being a cosplayer in the alt community are true. But let's see. Maybe she has more. Let's see if she gives us some more.
And so it's like, it's like, yeah, I don't care. It's like usually people.
So it's just the music. She just listens to My Chemical Romance. Guys, like she's not a fake alt girl. She's got bands. She listens to bands. She listens to music. She shops at Hot Topic. She's definitely an alt girl. That's what she is. And you wonder why they're so offended about you cosplaying their community, claiming to be a part of their community while also wearing a MAGA hat and talking about like trad wife stuff. I think that you've probably made the case for them here.
Will call me anything, or if they're like, I just like to dress the way that I do and express myself the way that I do.
Right.
And I like to listen to that kind of music.
So it's literally listening to the music and wearing Hot Topic. It's so deep, y'all.
I'm just being me. I'm not trying to have people call me anything. People that want to call me whatever.
Oh no, people called me stuff on the internet. You literally just slurred out trans people and you've called gay people and anybody else that you don't like evil and demonic for just existing in the world. I'm just a gay person over here and you've called me demonic. I didn't do anything. So spare me with all the fucking crying and tears about this.
I'm fine with it. They're just like, oh yeah, awesome goth chick. I'm like, oh thanks. They're like, oh sweet, love the emo girl. Yeah, thank you. Oh look, it's a punk girl. Oh sweet, thanks. Like I just don't care. Like whatever people want to.
Wait. You're naming like different groups: goth chick, emo chick, punk chick. Pick a lane. Pick a lane, Melonie.
Call me or don't call me or you're not all okay. That's fine. I don't care either. Like, but. At any rate, it's kind of hilarious that these people want to try to police these spaces. But as you can see,
you're policing shit every day. You police shit every day, Melonie Mac. At least own up to it. At least own up to it. If I am trying to cancel a motherfucker, then I'm going to say I'm canceling them. I would own up to that. That would be something I would do, right? You're sitting here pretending like you don't gatekeep. And you don't block people from being parts of stuff while also arguing that gay and trans people, and I guess fat women, can't be a part of a community that you're a part of. Just own it.
Here, this is the group that posted me, and it does appear to be a transgender group. And here they are with their very groomer-esque profile picture involving children, because, of course, they always involve children. This is a perversion.
Why does the church always involve children, Melonie? You want to explain that one? I don't know.
This whole ideology is a perversion. And so a lot of these people who...
But like, she just like 30 seconds ago, she's like, I'm just over here existing and people are coming after me and I'm just existing in the world.
Are within this ideology, whether they live it or are allies of it, whether they realize it or not, they are pushing a very demonic ideology on.
I love how this started out as her being upset that somebody didn't consider her alt, and she was mad that people were trying to come for her identity, and then she immediately flips and starts attacking people's identities. I love that story. Is great. That's a great side quest. This is a perfect side quest. You start out the video mad that people were telling you that your identity is invalid, and then immediately you flip over and start telling other people what's wrong with their identity. Love the side quest.
Children, and they're abusing children with this ideology. So of course I'll firmly stand against it. A lot of it do know what they're doing, and a lot of people have been manipulated into it, and I pray that those people will be able to...
All right, we're not going to continue to listen to her do this dumb shit. I'm over Melonie Mac at this point. Like, for you to make yourself a victim and then immediately you get a comment from one person that you don't like in a community, and you jump over and start attacking that community, attacking their identity while admitting that you're a cosplaying alt girl, punk, emo, whatever category I guess you feel like being in that day. You wake up one morning, you're emo, you wake up the next, you're alt, you wake up the next, you're goth, you wake up another one, you're Christian. And we never know with Melonie Mac. Whichever one she feels like aligning herself with at any point in time. It is the most batshit crazy stuff for you to project all of this on another group because someone told you that wearing a MAGA hat means that you're incompatible with an alternative lifestyle. And you have yet to show me in this video and what we've watched any sort of evidence that there is a compatibility other than I feel like I should be able to do it. I feel. No evidence of the compatibility of the two groups. If anything, you've just proven that them wanting you to not be a part of their group is valid because you mentioned I listen to the music and I wear the Hot Topic clothes. That's literally cosplaying as a part of the community.